Tell me what you wanna, tell me what you wanna.
The energy inside the stadium that night was already overwhelming, but no one, absolutely no one, expected what was about to happen on the third night of the ARIRANG World Tour. Fans had come prepared for greatness. After all, the first two nights had already delivered unforgettable performances, viral moments, and emotional highlights that echoed across the world. But day three was different. From the very beginning, there was something in the air. A tension. A sense of anticipation that felt heavier, deeper, almost electric. The crowd didn't just gather, they waited. Every light stick glowing, every voice ready, every heartbeat synced to the same unspoken question. Would tonight be the night? And then the lights dimmed. The roar of the crowd surged like a tidal wave crashing against the stage. Music thundered through the speakers, and the members of BTS stepped into the spotlight once again. The atmosphere exploded instantly. But even in that chaos, something stood out. A presence, a focus. All eyes slowly, inevitably, turned toward one figure, Jeon Jungkook. From the moment he appeared, there was a shift in the energy. It wasn't loud at first, it was subtle. A quiet intensity in the way he carried himself, the way he stood, the way he looked out at the crowd. And then he began to sing. The first note cut through the stadium like a spark in the dark. Cleared at steady. Controlled. It didn't feel like the beginning of a performance. It felt like the beginning of something big. As the music built, Jungkook's voice followed, layer by layer, rising in strength, expanding in depth. Fans who had been screaming moments before suddenly found themselves pausing, listening, holding their breath, because what they were hearing wasn't just good. It was powerful. Every note carried weight. Every phrase felt intentional. There was no hesitation, no instability, just pure, unwavering control. His voice filled every corner of the stadium, echoing into the night sky, reaching thousands of people at once. And yet, somehow, it felt personal, as if he was singing directly to each individual in the crowd. The screens captured his expression, focused, emotional, completely immersed in the moment. There was no distraction, no break in concentration. Just him and the music. And then, it happened. The moment, the note, the one that would define the entire night. As the instrumental dropped slightly, creating a brief silence, Jungkook took a breath and released a high note that instantly changed everything. It wasn't just loud. It wasn't just high. It was explosive. The sound shot through the stadium like a shockwave, sending chills through every person present. Fans screamed. Not because they were told to, not because it was expected, but because they couldn't hold it in. It was instinct. It was reaction. It was pure emotion. The stadium didn't just hear it, they felt it. And in that moment, something shifted, the concert transformed. What had already been an incredible night suddenly became something more, something unforgettable, something that would be talked about long after the tour ended. Because Jungkook didn't just hit a high note, he owned it. And he didn't stop there. As the performance continued, his energy only grew stronger. His voice remained stable, powerful, and incredibly expressive. He moved across the stage with confidence, seamlessly blending vocals with performance, never losing control, never dropping intensity. Fans watched in awe. Some cried, some stood frozen. Others screamed until their voices disappeared. Because this wasn't just a performance anymore. It was an experience, a moment that felt larger than life. The synergy between Jungkook and the crowd became undeniable. Every time he pushed his voice further, the fans responded louder. Every time he stepped forward, the energy followed him. It was a loop, a connection, a shared moment of intensity that kept building, rising higher and higher with every second. Even the members of BTS seemed to react differently. Glances exchanged on stage, subtle smiles, moments of admiration. It was clear that they felt it too. They knew something special was happening, and they let it happen. They gave him space. They let his voice lead. And he did. With absolute control. As the night progressed, Jungkook continued delivering vocal performance after vocal performance, each one as strong as the last. There were no signs of fatigue, no cracks, no hesitation, just consistency. Power, emotion. Fans later described it as unreal, inhuman, legendary. words that often get overused in fandom culture. But this time, they felt justified, because what Jungkook did that night wasn't just impressive, it was defining. The kind of performance that sets a new standard, the kind of moment that separates a great performer from a truly exceptional one. And as the final stages of the concert approached, the energy reached its peak. The crowd was louder than ever. The lights brighter than ever. The atmosphere heavier than ever. And Jungkook stood at the center of it all, still singing, still delivering, still pushing forward. The last song echoed through the stadium. There was a sense of finality, but also fulfillment. Fans knew they had witnessed something rare, something special, something that couldn't be easily replicated. When the music finally stopped and the members gathered to say their goodbyes, the cheers didn't fade. They grew, because appreciation had turned into admiration, and admiration had turned into something deeper, respect, for the effort, for the talent. For the moment that had just unfolded, Jungkook looked out at the crowd. There was a brief pause, a quiet second where everything seemed to slow down. He smiled, slightly, as if acknowledging what had just happened, not with arrogance, not with pride, but with understanding that he knew that tonight was different, and the fans knew it too. Because Day 3 wasn't just another concert, it was the night Jungkook took control. The night his voice transformed the entire stadium. The night the music didn't just play, it exploded, and long after the lights went out, long after the crowd left the stadium, long after the videos went viral across the world, one thing remained clear: this wasn't just a performance. This was a moment in history, and everyone who witnessed it would never forget it. On Day 3 of the BTS ARIRANG World Tour, Jeon Jungkook completely transformed the concert into the most explosive night of the tour. From the very first note, Jungkook's voice dominated the entire stadium. His powerful vocals, insane control, and emotional delivery left fans in total shock. And then, that high note happened. Face screaming in fear, the crowd screamed. The stadium shook, and within seconds, the moment went viral across the world. This wasn't just a performance. This was history. Watch until the end and feel the moment. Backhand index pointing down, purple heart. Like, if you got chills, purple heart. Comment your reaction, purple heart. Subscribe for more BTS viral moments. On Day 3 of the BTS ARIRANG World Tour, Jeon Jungkook completely transformed the concert into the most explosive night of the tour. From the very first note, Jungkook's voice dominated the entire stadium. His powerful vocals, insane control, and emotional delivery left fans in total shock. And then, that high note happened. Face screaming in fear, the crowd screamed. The stadium shook, and within seconds, the moment went viral across the world. This wasn't just a performance. This was history. Watch until the end and feel the moment. Backhand index pointing down, purple heart. Like, if you got chills, purple heart. Comment your reaction, purple heart. Subscribe for more BTS viral moments.